I'm Michelle Hope Walker. Okay, so this topic, again, welcome to Michelle Walker Speaks, but then again, this is very sort of different from, my other shows and different things like that, where this one is literally, I am trying to file a police report. So it's Michelle Hope Walker Speaks, the challenges of a Black woman trying to file a police report about a hate crime. Yes, yeah, it's called a hate crime. Uh, it has been challenging. It started out that, like if you go back and you watch the other video, Black hate crime against Black women in Koreatown. I give a little bit more details, and that's my YouTube is Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. So, let me date this. So today is April 5th, 2021. April 5th, 2021. Now, reporting. That's what this video is about. The challenges of a Black woman reporting a hate crime. Once everything happened, my key point was just I want to make sure I file a report with the police to, start a paper trail, and so they can start investigating, trying to see what they can find out. Now, I'm thinking that's going to be a simple process. I did not one time believe that reporting a crime would be a challenge. I didn't think that it would be a challenge. I've seen all kinds of other people report different things, from cats up trees and all kinds of different stuff. A lot of times these were non-Black people. These were people of other races, but police came, or they're able to file the report, or it just wasn't as many challenges. So I really feel this is so much related to my color and my race, of the challenge of filing a report. Because like I mentioned, I could walk down the street and, I've been over here for years. I could walk down the street and you have police, like slowly passing by, looking at you, suspiciously, helicopters, over, I guess, zooming in, looking at you. So me as a Black woman, when I walk down the street, my mere body in color brings attention to police, for them to be looking at me to see if I'm doing something wrong, which literally I'm not. Literally, I'm coming from the store going home, or I walk down to, stores, different things in my neighborhood, instead of driving, I just walk. A lot of times I will walk and catch a bus. Again, during COVID, I'm not trying to do buses and trains too much, but, stuff in my area, I will just walk too, and I just noticed the scrutiny, that I get from police at times, and just, this theory. And you can Google and look at other research as well, because that's where I got a lot of my information from, basically, is again that the mere Black woman, the mere existence, the mere appearance of a Black woman, at times in relation with police, they're suspicious of us. And so how that ties in is that here I am, a Black woman, trying to report a hate crime that someone did to me, and I am having a challenge reporting that. But I can walk down the street and you see police, slowing down, or, hovering around, looking, trying to see if I'm about to do something, or, so looking suspiciously at me, Why? Because I'm a Black woman, because I know they don't do that to white women walking down the street, or rich white men. And you all always know, again, our tolling pole. And I didn't make the tolling pole. American society made the tolling pole, where the rich white man is up at the top, and then you got the white woman, you got us Black women, we way down here at the bottom, okay? Why that's important? Because then that relates to the treatment that we receive. Because usually when a white rich man calls the police, they are ready to protect him, his assets, material things, or whatever it is, So me, the Black woman, calling police, no one ever comes to the phone. And I even went to the police department right when it happened, and police officer just shooed me away from the door, which was so amazing to me because I'm like, somebody could have even been after me for why I am at the door asking, to come, understanding COVID protocols. I know it's for you're right. I understand. I'm respecting all of that. But they just had let someone out of the door. So, and even as the door was open again, because again, you all know Black people overall, and especially Black women, we have to watch how we interact with police. So even as I talk about the hate crime of someone putting a note in my car, telling me no slaves allowed, calling me names, just all this stuff, hate crime type stuff. Well, it is hate crime, basically. And I'm just constantly like, who would take that much time? And what type of mental is in their head to write a hate note and put it in someone's car, all because of the color of my skin, because I'm Black? So that really alarmed me. So, I went straight to my police department, local police department, and they just looked at me and sort of shooed me away. Like I said, that just marvels me because I'm like, somebody could have been after me. So I guess they would have just literally let somebody attack me or whatever, and they did not care. And I know it relates to color of my skin because I know a white woman wouldn't be standing at that door asking matter of fact, I've seen if a white woman is just standing at the door, they just automatically come, ma'am, can I help you? And that's what we have to watch, the service, where white people get better service than especially Black women, and even other races can get better service than, Black women. Now, let me explain my neighborhood. So my neighborhood majority is, it's Koreatown, but it's really a lot of all of us are here now. That's why I'm like, really a hate crime? I mean, because, I've been here for years. So now early on, maybe, you didn't see many Black people, whatever the case may be, at least not living in the neighborhood. But now there's so many Black people living in the neighborhood, but it's majority, so it's majority Latino, majority Asian, majority even other races. Not a lot of white people, no. And sometimes when you hear me talk about racism, because even if you listen to some other, a lot of times the racism, a lot of times it doesn't relate to white people a lot because a lot of times you don't even see white people in this area. That often. I mean, that's just the makeup of the area. So it's always predominantly Latino. And then you have all the other different races and stuff. So again, the officer's just showing me off, but again, me, a citizen, my neighborhood, and this is the police department that I sat on the community board, what they call CPAB, and then again, to show my citizenship, I even got something from the city, an award, So, college educated, I'm just, and I shouldn't have to go through all these accolades, to say that I, deserve some type of treatment, because really the whole point that I'm a mere human being, person, regardless if I didn't have any accolades, regardless if I didn't have any education, you shouldn't have to prove yourself to be able to get service, especially when you think about it, police comes from our taxpayer money. But for whatever reason, it seems like when it comes to us Black women, especially as Black women, we get ignored and we don't get service. But yet I say when I walk down the street, suspiciously look at me because they look at me to see if I'm doing something wrong. But when I need help, it's a challenge getting the service. Again, I just did not think it would be that challenging to report a hate crime. I did not think, now I didn't know what they would do with it, because again, when you're Black, sometimes the police just really, they don't, but I at least thought that I would be able to easily report, that someone left a hate note where they went in my car. So first of all, they broke in my car, and then they put food, like I said, on the passenger seat. They took stuff out of my car and just threw it on the ground, because that's the first thing I was like, what's this paper about my car? Then when I looked over my car, because then my car totally empty, because, my brother's a police officer, and because I've even went out to be a police officer to serve. That was my point, and to serve everyone, to show people how it really should be done. You help people, you serve everyone, no matter what the race, color, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then also from going to police meetings here and even in my Midwest town where I grew up, I used to sit on boards and stuff with police. Again, community service. I'm that type of person. That's the type of community type service person on helping the community, contributing whatever I can contribute, to help, and this man is just shooing me away, as if I am nobody, as if I am not even a human being. So, and so while I'm at that police department, I'm on the phone because, yes, I've called the police then to, be able to, whoever could come to me first, the people, the officers that are in there just looking at me, and then the ones that are on the phone. So lady answered and she switched me to an officer that could take the report, and then I was on hold. On hold so long that because I even sensed and seen that the officers at the LAPD Olympic Division was not going to come to the door and help me, I just went ahead and left because I drove there. Went ahead and left. I just left the phone on hold, and so still, long time afterwards, no one came to the phone, and so I just hung up. So then that got me thinking, okay, well, let me go to the headquarters. Surely at LAPD headquarters, someone would take my report so I can report this hate crime. So I go to the headquarters of LAPD. Now I seen a guy coming out, and when he came out, because I was just, asked him, I was like, are we able to, go in? Or he was like, oh yeah, sure. Now he was not black. And I have to keep saying it because, see, there's a difference in the treatment. And it shouldn't be like that, And for some of you all, because you have to watch them, you always have someone. But regardless, you still probably still have someone no matter what I say. They say, oh, you're on race. Who you on race? Well, no, it's not per se that I'm on race. It's not per se that I'm just, But these are the things that are happening, okay? This is what happens, That's why, again, I remember years ago CNN did where they gave, and I don't know, maybe it was relating to a job or getting a house or something, but they gave a black person, a white person, same script, I think dressed them the same and everything. And the white person constantly got accommodated and treated right, and the black person constantly got seen as negative and mistreated. And they were saying the same thing, But again, so that goes to just our mere color. We'll have a person. Now again, not a good person that believes in fair treatment and equity. No. But a person that has some racial issues and that believes that black women are at the lower bottom toe, that they don't have to provide customer service to them. They don't have to accommodate them. I'm saying this is how they feel. They don't have to accommodate them. They don't have to give them any type of and we're not even asking for special treatment. I just want to make the report, and that's what, today I just tweeted out everybody. I'm just I tweeted out Chief Michael Moore. I met him one time when I was down at a meeting. I tweeted just I tweeted the president. I tweeted the vice president. And you wonder, well, Michelle, why would you? Because it's a simple thing, but I have not been able to get a police officer to take a report. Even when I went to the headquarters, there was a police officer that, and I can't say he did a little bit more than others. He did come to the glass. So the guy that was not black that came out that said you could go in, maybe he was able to go in, but so that's where I got started again, talking about But when I got to the door, they didn't let me, They did not let me in, and but a police officer, had to, again, you have to keep asking, you have to your hand them because it's glass, so they can't hear what you're saying. So that's where you're waving them, asking them to at least come, so you can, tell them, what it is you're trying to tell them. So he did come to the window, bless his heart. He did not, take the report, because later I got home, I said, wait a minute, but he didn't do the report. I was like, all that time we spent, he could have at least just did the report, and even between all of this, for me going to my local police department, calling them, the police on the phone, because again, I seen this when I was on my way to the store. So I was, again, my car is in my home. It's in my home where it's garage and it's in the home, And so when I noticed all this going on with my car, I was headed to the store. But then that alarmed me of someone putting hate notes, and who knows what they would do next. So then that prompted me to go straight to my police department to go ahead and file the report, so they could be aware, maybe even do extra looking and different things like that. So after I left the LAPD Olympic division, and they didn't help me but just sort of shooed me away. And after I'm on the phone and on hold forever, no one came to the phone, I thought about, well, if I see a police officer, let me just ask them if they could do the report. Because I'm just thinking, I just need a report. It's just that simple. I just, to me, it's simple. And I know for you, you're like, oh my gosh, you just report. Well, be in this skin trying to get it right. Because that's what I thought too. It would just be that simple. And that's why I'm going to the point of asking any and everybody for help. And it's sad that you have to do all this just to get help. But you got to do what you got to do. Even in the Bible, it says you got to do what you got, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully, the higher up you go, maybe some of them can call somebody, be like, look, she's just trying to get a police report. What is the challenge with why y'all won't just take a police report? But anyway, so after all that, I kept trying to go to the store, and then I seen a police officer. I was thinking, okay, well, maybe I can get a report. So I went, it was a 7-Eleven, Highland and Wilshire, and I drove with, what's the police car? Let me drive over here. And I was explaining to them, this was a black female police officer, and I was explaining to her, that I just had a hate crime done to me, and I would like to report it. And she kept saying, well, you got to go to your office, and you got to, I was like, okay, I understand that. And I did that, and I had told her that, so basically then, she was not really listening to me. So that's why I said, when we talk about police, I understand when Black Lives Matters talk about police, other people talk about police, it's not even always a race thing, even with the police. It's just the whole uniform and how, I know it's no matter what race you are, because even black people will dismiss other black people because they have that same white supremacist type mindset that Black people really don't matter. Black women really don't matter. So I really don't have to listen to them. I really don't have to help them. Now if it's a white man with money, I need to give him full attention. But black woman, no, I don't have to give her lots of, so that's, I was like the mindset, so it doesn't make a difference the race of the police officer, because I, along with her and even some of the others I've talked to, you started out with telling them, a brief synopsis of, again, all the different places that you have tried to file a report. And then they will come back and say the same thing. So then they were not listening to you, because they said, well, you need to go to your local site. And that was what I started out with. That was the first thing I did, is went to my local office, my LAPD Olympic office, Vermont and 11th. That's the first place I went. You have to call. I did that while I was at the LAPD Olympic office being shooed away through the window by the police officer. So it was amazing. He could shoot me away, but he wasn't able to at least just come to the window and find out what I needed, So again, just not even caring at all. And so then I was at the headquarters. So I just want to add that part again in there too, that I even tried to, find the police just on the street and ask them to take a report. So then now we're at headquarters, because I'm thinking, okay, surely at the headquarters, someone will take a report. So the officer, he did come over and he spent time at the window, listening and giving me the numbers and saying this and that. But when I go, oh my God, the realizing even now I think, he could have took the report. Now I forgot the reason why he was saying he couldn't, or he couldn't do it. And I'm like, does it take a long time for them to do report? Is it a lot of paperwork? What? Why? One, I feel like it's more of my color, because I just know if I was a rich white man, pulling up with stuff and, and saying, look, I need this and that, the report would have been done. It would have been done the first night, okay? This happened last Tuesday. It's Monday now. So was it a week already? Almost a week. The report would have been done in all. You know what I'm saying? And so, so I didn't get the report. So then I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, let me ask Michael Moore for a report. And then I'm like, well, I'll tweet it, because again, they made it seem like, no one can come in for nothing. I understand all that. And I have nerve pain, so trying to do a lot of this typing and write, I can't do all that. I cannot do all of that. And so, I can, do a little tweak there, a couple words, and then my phone is even sort of programmed where it has certain words in it that it's putting it in for me, yeah, and that injury came from a work injury, So again, a sister, life full of work, and that's sad. But we always have to make sure we mention that because they just have certain stereotypes about us Black women or Black people overall, that we're trying to get something for nothing or we're asking for special treatment. I'm not asking for special. I just would like a report, so that's why I just start tweeting everyone. Now, like I said before, people had like broke my car, just done different things. Again, to me, it's a sense of harassment, maybe bullying, because at times they hadn't taken anything, just almost them, sort of bullying me, because again, the note was like, F you and get out and no slaves allowed. And I'm like, I am not, but they did let me know, we're talking about you, Black girl, so it's not, and again, in where I live at, I'm like one of like three, of us, that are here, Black people that are here, and everybody else at home, so don't know if it's an inside job or outside job. If it's an outside job, how did they know that car was my car to even put the note in? But anyways, and then people have broken into my car and just put different things, as they put different things in it, we'll rearrange or just done different things to let me know that they had been in my car. Sort of bullying, I think, tactic. Now at times just that bothered me, and I would report it to the apartment manager and different things like that. And we have cameras. So I remember one of our other past persons were able to see certain things that we've seen, and she was able to then try to figure out what was going on. Again, we as Black people are not always too quick to report anything because unfortunately, when we as a Black person, especially a Black woman, are trying to report things, unfortunately, they start looking more at us, and they're still looking at us suspicious, even though we are the victim. We either get victim shamed or victim blamed, and we still don't get any help. But the whole point that they put this hate note in my car, and I don't know what they would try to do from this point, I'm like, no, I'm going to make sure I report this. I want to make sure I report this. I want a paper trail on this just in case these people come back and try to do something else. Or I don't know if they're here. I don't know if it's, someone in the building, but I've been here for years. I like one of the first ones when this place built up, one of the three people that were even here. So I'm just like, who am I? Have one person in mind, it could be, but again, you don't know yet. So I don't, try to, but I've had one person who just always did stuff to my car, would literally put their paint under my car, put their stuff just always asking about my car and different things that, very highly suspect. And then when I, asked him to not put stuff, on my car, sort of got on me like I was wrong for asking him to not, and I think that was like a gender thing sort of thing too, in a sense that, it's probably a race and a gender thing that, Black woman, I could do whatever I want to, including to your car, type thing. And, I really don't feel comfortable talking to another resident about what they've done, but reporting it to the leasing office, apartment manager, type thing like that. So anyway, filing a police report has been so challenging. So yes, sometimes we don't, because we don't know what the police are going to do. We don't know if they're going to be on our side and try to help us, or are they going to, we're the victim and somebody did something to us, but they're going to be so busy trying to scrutinize us or interrogate us as if we done something wrong. That you're just like, I'm good. I don't want to go through that, but with this hate crime, I want to report it. Hopefully I can get some good officers and Chief Michael Moore. That's why I sent you, sent a tweet to you. Why I tweet? Because a lot of times either the tweet can be seen or somebody else can see the tweet and give it to you, where, like I said, I've been trying to do in person and I've been trying to do on the phone, and that has not produced anything. I've been doing my part, but I haven't got a response. So again, anyone that can help me to be able to get this police report. Now, I also tagged in LA Can. Why LA Can? Because they're a good organization that help to hold people accountable to give, quality service to all of us, because again, sometimes quality service is given to the right rich men, but to the Black people is not, or to people that don't have a lot of money, it's not, NAACP and the Urban League, that's self-explanatory because they help to stand up for rights to help make sure everybody gets treated fairly. And I'm just thinking, it just seems like wouldn't they, and I did Black Lives Matter. I think I did maybe some news, different news stations too, because I would think everybody would be like, why is it so challenging for her to be able to just file a report? I'm not even really, I don't even know once they do the report if it's going to produce something, or are they going to really go in and help to try to find a person, or, I'm just literally, so I'm not complaining about it. I'm just literally trying to file a police report because I feel like this is important enough to me, that a hate crime, that I should be able to file a report. And right now, at least here in LA, in Koreatown, and we're not just here in LA, everywhere, they're talking about the hate crime against Asians, and stuff like that. And I'm right with them that no one should be mistreating anyone, but I'm just like, okay, so they're able to report hate crimes and, be able to file reports. Why am I, as a Black woman, having a challenge? And again, don't get me wrong, because I'm not, saying, hey, what about me too? No, I'm not doing that, because I know when Black Lives Matter is we're out marching, when I'm saying not just organization, but just, overall for George Floyd and just different things that we want to march for. And if other races say, well, what about me? And we're like, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about, because regardless of if that was going on or not, somebody put a hate note in my car, and the point that they were able to get in my car on my home, because we have locked gates, we have locked parking lots, we have locked doors, the challenge is, what will they do next? That's the challenge. So I need someone to care, and someone to at least care enough to simply, at least when I'm talking about the police officers, LAPD, to at least just simply do a police report so we can start a paper trail here. And so then maybe even police can, check by the street or area, more, and even since then of me trying to get a police to take a report, I've walked down to the store, and again, police riding by like, oh shit, what are you doing? Helicopter, and it almost makes me want to stop them and be like, well, can you do a report? Because you're riding past suspicious of me. I've lived here for I don't know how, for a lot of years, 11 years plus, and you're riding past looking at me like I'm suspiciously doing something, and I'm in my neighborhood. I'm where I live. There's not a crime on walking in our neighborhood to the store. That almost reminds me of the poster that says, being Black is not a crime. Now, this also takes me back to why I started my organization, Justice for Black Women, because it is so challenging for Black women to get people to stand up for them, to stand up for us, to speak on our behalf, to be willing to represent us as far as attorneys, and now I'm finding out for police to even be able to take a police report, for us. It's just been challenging, very, very, very challenging. And as of your color, because if you were a white woman or a rich white man, remember that's all, and we're not comparing ourselves. But the thing of what we're saying is, if you are going to give them quality service and be accommodating to them, you ought to be I should receive the same accommodations, the same quality service. I should be receiving that as well. So again, Chief Michael Moore, I'm hoping that you've seen the tweet, and maybe you can respond to my tweet of somewhere I can directly reach you by phone, where, you can maybe take the police report, since no other LAPD officers have been willing to take it. And then you all can investigate. I don't know if it was an inside job or outside job. It's just ironic that, my car is inside and locked, and everything. And yet, because we have lock gates and stuff, and then someone goes in my car, they don't steal anything, but they leave a hate note. That is, to me, that's just to have a challenge with a person's mentality. What is their problem? What is, something's not right in their head to do that, So again, I'm Michelle Walker, Michelle Hope Walker. So yeah, if anybody can help me, anybody can contact the LAPD Police Department, and just can you all please file a report, for Michelle Walker, on those things like that. I just go my first and last name, Michelle Walker. That's all I'm asking for, is to be able to do a police report, And like I said, not a lot of people cheer on or help Black women at times when we need. Sometimes even our own people don't help, so we really don't know who to turn to. You just sort of put it out there. So I just put it out there for a whole lot of different people, but you don't know if they're going to try to help you or not. You don't know. But I plan to just keep trying to file a report. So hopefully, it seems like a very simple thing. Hopefully I'll be able to do it. All right, you all. I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. You watch all my other videos on YouTube, and also Twitter is Hope_Speaks. Facebook is Michelle Hope Walker Speaks, period. Listen, and Instagram is Michelle Hope Walker Speaks. Hopefully, I can get this police report filed. Thank you.